Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is activist Aila Nakalila. Tonight in the studio, I'm joined by activist Stephanus Kakonya.
It's my pleasure.
Tonight, Mr. Kakonya is going to explain to us why they created the Revolutionary Party, Advocate for Change. There is curiosity in our hearts and in minds. Why? Why this party? Why this revolutionary, esteemed, very courageous party? Why? And to begin with, we're going to ask Mr. Kakonya a very interesting question indeed. What is AC Revolution?
AC Revolutionary Movement, is a party that was started up by the youth to lead the Namibians to the promised land of Canaan. AC Revolutionary Movement is a savior for our Namibian people. Just like during that time, people needed Jesus Christ as a savior, and now AC is here as our savior. And just like that time, people needed Adolf Hitler to create, to actually save people from economical troubles, economical crisis. Is the same way that Namibia needs AC to save them from economical crisis.
You're well informed, eh? Who are the founders of Advocate for Change?
The founders for Advocate for Change are Tangi Mike Chirongo, Gustav Kashupurwa, and activist Lazarus Matthews.
Advocate for Change, being a political party, must have aims. So we are curious to know what are the aims of this political party.
Thank you. The first aim is actually to stop corruption, because corruption is the one that is actually hindering the progress. Money that was supposed to be spent on important things, on social services such as health and education, is the one that is squandered and chopped by certain selfish individuals. So to stop corruption is the first one. The second one is to reduce government spending. We want to reduce expenditure, since Namibia spent such a large sums of money in wages. So we are going to decrease the number of ministers and some deputies. Some ministries are useless, like the Ministry of Poverty Eradication is the ministry that is bringing poverty in Namibia. And to stop this thing of self-enrichment, favors, tenders being distributed to friends and families, we also want to do away with this system of job experience. Where will a graduate that is recently graduated where will that person get that 5 years job experience and something like that? We want to do away with that. And Chinese colonialism, the Chinese are just getting rich in 5 days, 2 days here in Namibia, overnight millionaires. We are tired of that. We are tired of the fact that they are given Namibian citizenship. What if the Chinese becomes a Namibian president? So all these things, we are not against foreign investment, but we need limited or controlled foreign investment. And they don't also pay tax. We want them who will get so much revenue from taxing the Chinese, who will save this country from economical hardship.
Poverty eradication as a ministry, being one of your aims to actually eradicate it, what has the poverty eradication ministry done for the AC to actually eradicate it?
Yes, thank you for the question. Firstly, is the fighting or eradicating poverty is something that is supposed to be done by a directorate in the office of the Prime Minister. Is the one that is supposed to be fighting with poverty, and every ministry is supposed to help fight poverty, not have a ministry on its own which is poverty eradicating. Even businessmen, by donating, by helping out people, they are fighting poverty, so we do not need this ministry.
But don't you think that having this ministry makes it better? Because at the beginning, we did not have this ministry. But when this ministry came by, we have less people that go to bed hungry. We have less people that benefit from. We have more people that benefit from it. Because the beneficiaries are not those that always, the people that benefit from this ministry are not those that eat from ShopRite, They are those that struggle to get food. And the people that want to eradicate this are those that eat from ShopRite. Don't you think it's not fair for those that do not actually benefit from ShopRite because they do not have money for you to eradicate the project? Because basically, most people that benefit from this are the old people. The old people benefit mostly from this because their salary, their pension is now increased.
Thank you for the question, Madam Aila. But people that are benefiting from Harambe people that are benefiting from Harambe are the poor. But the poor have ever since been benefiting from food drought relief that is given to the people. I see no difference. Nothing special is given. Nothing special is given by the Ministry of Poverty Eradication. The Ministry of Poverty Eradication is bringing in more poverty because more people are employed, rising the wage bill that the government has to pay. That's what we want to deal with. We want to cut down government costs.
Eradicating poverty.
And then the other fact is the ministers that are busy, SWAPO ministers that are busy hiding food drought relief or emergency aid in their houses, taking them in their garages. We know of these things. We are going to expose them. We know of these things. Those are the people that are contributing to poverty plus the corruption.
You have spoken about government expenditure. The government spends on this ministry to eradicate poverty. And you have spoken about drought relief. The drought relief that the people of Namibia are currently receiving it's from the government, right? The government spends money to get this relief. Do they not?
Yeah, that's why I said there was
and no. Also, poverty eradication has something to do with unemployment, right? It also has to do away with unemployment. And you are saying that the fact that people are being employed in the ministry, you want to eradicate that.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Aila, for your question. There is so many ways on how to eradicate poverty as you talked about unemployment rate. We could give loans to business just to start to businessmen to start up their business and employ. Instead of the government spending such a large sum of money in wages. That's why the wages are not being increased, because the number of workers are too much. The government can't take it. The government can't handle it no more. They want to start dismissing people out of the blue, like rumors that were circulated and all these things. We don't want a retrenchment, which the government wants to force the war veterans to go home without reaching the age of 60. It's because of such necessary job creations. We could create jobs through the army only, because Namibia's defense needs to be strong, because there is no more stability in the world.
That's good. But my advice to the AC is to please build their foundation based on facts, not rumors. You will go far by that. Thank you, Mr. Kakonya. My next question is, what makes AC different though?
Yes, thank you very much. What makes AC different is that we are not here to fight for power. We are not here to enrich ourselves. When we become leaders, if you happen to elect us, when we become leaders, we will be going to the ordinary hospital. We'll cut down some ministry benefits and everything. We are not here to fight for position or to look for wealth. We want to help the people. No corruption, zero. One of our policies, zero corruption tolerance. We are not going to tolerate corruption even from the president. And we are going to organize a committee that will be deciding who is going to be charged. Not just this thing of one person deciding whether the allegation should be handed over to court or not. It will consist of a committee. And by the way, we are Christians. We are going to rule by values. We have morals. Value that's what makes us different.
Okay. In Namibia, we have a ruling party, which is SWAPO. How do you plan on outcompeting it in the next elections? As I've heard, you want to take part in the next elections. How do you plan on taking on the mighty SWAPO?
Yes, thank you. First is education. We are going to educate the Namibian people about SWAPO, what it has been doing, like eradicating checks and all those things. Those bad things. We are going to tell the people the bad things that that SWAPO has done, and we are going to tell people facts that if it was us that was ruling for a period of 28 years, what we could have done. And we have already started with our programs on delivering a brighter Namibia, whereby our president, Tangimai Chilongo, exposed on Dampa Town Council their corruption activities that they are doing, giving a certain firm, a certain company a tender while it did not meet the requirements, such type of things. And we are going to educate the people so that the people can know, and we are going to help the people, and so much, we are going to do so much that I cannot even mention here, because SWAPO will use these tactics against us.
For the past 5 years, 5 months, when you asked to have this interview, I have actually been looking up on AC, and I realized that the AC is mostly based in the north. We in the Commerce region, we do not really know about the AC. I don't know if we don't strategize that much here in the Commerce region, but we do not really know much. Unless for those that read newspapers, of course, but we don't really know that much. But if you go in the north, especially in Oshana region, wow, it's advocate for change everywhere. People are advocating for change. They actually understand. But here in the Commerce region, vote for AC. What's AC? You see?